Hello, welcome back to Rabbits Forever. So today I want to talk about genetics. I'm not going to be talking about in-depth genetics because even I can't talk about that. I've been in this hobby for about a decade and I still don't know everything there is because I don't think anybody knows everything there is unless you have studied for years and years and years just on genetics, because you can get into the bone structure, the bone density, the fur length, the fur texture, the fur density, the eye color, eye vibrancy. I mean, there's so much that goes into rabbits, especially when you start showing and you get more in depth and more competitive with showing, that you learn there's so many different traits you have to look after as you're breeding. It's not just willy-nilly, but this is going to be genetics for the absolute basics, pretty much. Something that, in my opinion, everybody should know because it affects every baby, or it can affect future babies and litters way down the pedigree. I mean, for instance, I have a doe right now. She only has chestnuts and steels on her pedigree. However, she produces blacks. And if she was a homozygous agouti, she shouldn't be able to produce that. But since there were blacks past what's on her pedigree, so further back on like probably her grandparents' pedigree, she still has that gene, even though it doesn't show up on her pedigree. So I'm going to do, this whole video is going to be on fur genetics and colors and stuff like that, and we're going to be focusing on this right here. This is the whole code for fur genetics in rabbits. A stands for agouti, and that is the rings that you get in certain colors. So chestnuts, lynx, opal, and I believe there's one or two more that get the rings. Then we have B, which is black and blue, or black and brown, sorry, and that one's pretty obvious. This controls whether it's going to be black or a brown rabbit. C, which is the chinchilla gene. I will not cover this today because this gene gets very complicated, especially when you get into chinchillas and the Himalayan genes and patterns and stuff like that. So this one gets really complicated, has a lot of let's just say like accessory genes that can go right here where that dash is. We have D, which is the dilute gene. And this one we will go over today. This one's actually a really fun one that can cause a lot of different colors. And then we have E, which is the extension gene. Again, I'm not going to go over this one because it has a lot of accessory genes again. So this causes steel, it causes, nothing's popping in mind right now, but like oranges and ambers and stuff like that. This one's very important. But for basic genetics, you don't really need to know the C or the E unless you are specializing in the colors that these produce. Sorry, I'm holding my phone as I'm doing this, so it's a little difficult. But the A gene is the agouti. So agouti is a dominant color. And the recessive color to this is self. So that's when, sorry, my camera's not focusing properly. A self rabbit, or the self gene, is a small a. If you are homozygous homozygous self, that means you're going to get blues, blacks, browns, or chocolate, lilacs, and there's a lot of other colors that go with it, especially when you get into this dilute category with the self. But if you have like I said, I'm holding my phone, so this is a little difficult. If you have heterozygous agouti gene, this will only produce you agouti rabbits. So chestnuts, opals, lynx, chinchillas, stuff like that. But if you breed it with another homozygous or heterozygous to a homozygous or a heterozygous to a heterozygous, you can get selfs because you have this gene right here. And that's that self gene. Now, that's pretty much all you need to know about the agouti gene. Is the capital A is, so in genetics in general, capitals, any capital for that matter, it doesn't matter if it's an A, a B, a C, a P, whatever it is, when you're writing out genetics, capitals always mean they're dominant. And then if you have recessive, that just means that they are, or if you have lowercase letters, that just means that they are recessive. And if you have a dominant with a recessive, the dominant's going to show on that rabbit rather than the recessive. However, the recessive can be bred on to produce a homozygous recessive if you have the right pairing. And that's just the basics on the agouti gene. Now, the black and brown gene, black is obviously dominant over brown. And again, if you breed I guess I should have specified this. Heterozygous means two of the opposites. So a capital A and a lowercase a. So they carry agouti and self. Or if this were a heterozygous, it would carry black and brown. But if it's a homozygous, then that means it's only capital A, or only lowercase a, only lowercase a. So if it was a homozygous black, that means it's only going to produce black-based rabbits. So blacks, blues, and there's quite a few others. I could keep going, but I'm not going to. And then we have, like I said, we're skipping that chinchilla gene, and we're going to go on to the dilute gene. The dilute gene takes the blacks and browns and changes them into new colors. So a diluted black would be a blue, and a diluted brown would be a lilac. And then again, there's so many more colors that go on with that, and that's when all of these genes play a role in everything. So if I had a lilac agouti, it would be, I don't remember what a lilac agouti is, but let's say I had a blue agouti, that would be an opal. If I had a black agouti, that would be a chestnut. And all of them look different in their own little ways. It just depends on what combination this is in. But the dilute gene is actually recessive. So if you have a capital D, it's going to be a black rabbit. It's not going to be blue. But if you have two lowercase g's, it's going to be a diluted black, which is blue. And so on and so forth. And it works the same as this. Capital A, lowercase a, it's not going to be diluted. Or I guess for this, capital D, lowercase d, it's not going to be diluted. It's going to be black or brown. Or if there's an agouti in there, then it's going to be a whole nother color. But it's going to be it's going to express one of these two colors. Now, if it is two lowercase d's, that is going to be diluted because it is a recessive gene. It is a homozygous recessive. to express a recessive gene, you have to have two of that gene. And let's say it's a black diluted, that's going to be a blue, or a brown diluted, that's going to be a lilac. And if this is just to help you read genetics when you're looking at them on websites or anything, because the website will put all of this out in some form like this. The bunny carries an A, B, C, it's going to be diluted, and then E. So this would be a opal. Or, sorry, this wouldn't be an opal. Yes, it would. This would be an opal rabbit right here. But yeah, so this is how it'll help you read this. So you can say, oh, this is agouti, black. What is being expressed in this genetic code is agouti, black, some sort of standard chinchilla gene. It is diluted, so it's not going to express that black other than it is the diluted version of the black. So it's a blue. And then again, we skipped the E because those two don't really play a role unless you're working with specific genes or specific colors and stuff. But yeah, I hope that helped. If you're having any issues with that, ask any questions in the comments. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.